I want to welcome you to the Certification Accelerator. This is module number 6 inside of the Fire Alarm Business Blueprint. You will have a link to this whole PDF that I will leave. You will see this inside of the training program. Now, the Certification Accelerator is here for you to help you get yourself minority certified. It's going to show you all the paperwork for the New York City, New York State, Fast Track, SCA, and all these other different places. So that way we could even out this playing field, get you into construction, and so you could win your first $50,000 project. So as we look at the Fire Alarm Business Blueprint in its totality, you see that there are 9 steps inside of this whole entire course. This is going to take you from not knowing what to do inside of a fire alarm company to actually knowing how to operate and make money consistently with your fire alarm company. My name is Anthony Richardson. I started out as a technician over 25 years ago with a company called Fire Quench. We fast forward, got my license 2017. I started Secured Securities. Went through some ups and downs, got myself certified through various different fire alarm control panels and security systems over the years, and I built a network of GCs and electricians that we share resources back and forth, so that way when we win projects, we can share the projects amongst each other. So within the Fire Alarm Business Blueprint, we open those doors to you, so that way we make this simple and easy for you. So here are 3 main certifications you want to look at. We have the Disadvantaged Business Enterprise. This is given out by the MTA, and this is good because they have a mentor program, especially for electricians, but it's also good for fire alarm companies. But they have a mentor program that's a 4-year program. Either you finish the program in 4 years or you make $4 million. And the good thing about it is it's a small class, 20 to 25 people, that only you bid on projects that's for that particular group. Now, the next one after that is your minority owned business certification. Now, there's New York City and there's New York State. If you get yourself New York City certified, then that open up the municipalities like Office of Mental Health, School Construction Authority, Department of Education, if it's still around, and all these different agencies within New York City. Now, when you get your state certification, that opens up for federal projects, government projects from New York to California to Kuwait to wherever you want to work. That open up the doors to any state, any country, wherever you want to do fire alarm and security at, you can do so. And the last one is an 8A certification. This is more of a specific certification where they do certain set-asides for this particular certification. And the set-aside means, hey, anyone who have this certification, you can bid on this. And the 8A certification is a very small group of people. So imagine 10 people bidding on a $50 million project, and only these 10 people can bid on this. So that's a little extreme, but that's how it is. So don't forget to download your 1-page accelerated cheat sheet to keep you on track, so you know what steps you need to take to get yourself minority certified. Now, the School Construction Authority, or short for SCA, has a mentor program. Same deal, 4 years or $4 million, whichever one comes first. A small class that's only bidding on projects that's for the mentees. And these projects range anywhere between $500 to $1 million. So they keep it $1 million or less. And what you're doing is bidding on an actual entire construction project. So let me give you an example. If they have a bathroom remake, so now you are acting as a GC to remake this bathroom. So inside of the bathroom, you will have to know all of the trades that you will need to hire and also get their pricing to remodel this bathroom. So now we could take a small bathroom so we could have good visualization. We know we need painters. We know we're going to need a plumber. We know we're going to need people to do the floors. We know we're going to need people to do sheetrocking and all that. So you have to figure out all of the trades that you need. You may even need the fire alarm company because there's a strobe in there. So you will figure out all of the trades you need, get pricing from all these trades, submit your bid to be that GC. And they continuously do that until you either get $4 million or you graduate after 4 years. This is a perfect class for people who are trying to get into this is a perfect program for people trying to get into the construction field. Show you how to bid, price, and prevailing wage, everything. So I want to explain to you why entrepreneurs fail to achieve their minority certification. The first reason is it's a lot of paperwork. When you go through this whole training program for the Certification Accelerator and go through each module, like the SCA or the New York City, whichever module you go through, you're going to see how much paperwork you're going to need in order to submit this application. And you don't want to be wrong, because when it comes to New York City, you can get it, call it fast track, 30 to 60 days. However, New York State literally takes 2 years. So if you have something wrong when you submit your paperwork in New York State, you won't find out 2 years from now. And then you got to resubmit it for another 2 years. So it could potentially take you 4 years if you mess up. So watch the videos closely so you can learn exactly the paperwork you need to submit. And if you need further help, we do this live one-on-one once a month. And if you need even more help after that, you will need to go to a PTAC office to sit down with somebody so they can go through each and every item you need to submit submit to the state. And number two, it takes a lot of time. If you don't have all the paperwork, you got to get this paperwork. I had to go to the bank to get verification letters, like a signature to show the bank account routing number, the daily balance, and who's the signers on the account. So all this information I had to get, business information, naturalization paperwork. I had to get a bunch of papers notarized. So what I did was I kept folders, because if I had to repeat the process, they usually ask for all the same thing, and you can quickly always get to your paperwork when you need it. And the third thing is they give you deadlines to submit this paperwork. I know it's a lot of paperwork, and it's a hell of a lot of writing you're going to have to do when you're filling out these applications. So you want to make sure you spend some good amount of time on this and allocate enough time so that way you can maybe spend a day on this by itself. Don't do nothing else but spend a day, 8 literal hours, and trying to submit all this paperwork, gather all the paperwork, fill out the applications, and submit it. That's what I did. I went to the PTAC office for a week straight, back and forth, to make sure I had every piece of paperwork correct. I had to write different letters, had to get letters notarized. I was back and forth for 40 straight hours until I got every last paperwork correct and submitted it. So I'm going to make this real quick and easy for you, and you're going to see everything you're going to need. As long as you follow the blueprint, you'll be able to successfully get yourself minority certified. I'm going to take you from feeling overwhelmed to actually getting yourself certified and winning your first contract under your minority certification. It's very, very easy. I'm going to take out all the confusion and frustration and outline everything you actually need. It's going to be in a PDF checklist. So all you have to do is just check the box off and move on to the next. So here's some homework for you, right? Some action steps I want you to take when you start registering to get yourself certified. I want you to research the different types of certifications they have out there. MBE, minority certification, DBE, 8A. There's a bunch of different types of certifications. And if you was in the military, they also have a special certification for people that's in the military. And there's tons of set-asides, maintenance, camera work, you name it. It's a bunch of work out there that you can do with the Department of Defense, the Department of Justice, Department of Parks, everyone. It doesn't matter. You want to organize all of your documentation. Create a folder on your hard drive, your laptop, your computer, your phone, your zip drive, wherever you keep your files organized. You want to make sure you organize all of your paperwork. You're going to need tax returns, personal and business. You're going to need proof of address, proof of ownership. You're going to need your financial documents, your business license, especially if you're doing fire alarm. You're going to need all of this information to present to the state so that way they could, verify you're a legit business and give you the certification. And once you get certified, you could then leverage your certification. You don't lead with it. They always say you don't lead with it. Hey, I'm a minority certified. You need to have. No, you don't. You just market it in a way to let them know that, hey, I have this certification. This is what we do. So if ever you need to fulfill whatever obligation you need to fulfill with the state or the city, we're here to help. You don't lead with it. You just let them know you have it. And we show you ways to actually find electricians, find general contractors, and show you how you could actually market to them throughout these databases. Because once you're registered, you get added to a database, and all you have to do is search that database for other minority-owned GCs and electrical contractors. It's like a public list once you're certified. So some of the documentation you're going to need for certification, you're going to need proof of ownership. You're going to need your articles of incorporated, however you incorporated your business. If you're an LLC, sole prop, a corporation, I hope you're a corporation so that way you can have your articles of incorporated, your operating agreements, your partner agreement if you're an LLC, and you want to confirm your minority ownership. Pretty much you're going to write a letter stating that you own 51% or more of the business. But if it's just you own 100% of the business. You're going to have to provide your personal and business taxes for the last 3 years. They usually want to go back 3 years. But if you don't have 3 years and all you have is one, then that's fine. But you have to at least have at least 1 year of taxes. And especially if you're doing fire alarm, you're going to need your license. If you're doing plumbing, you're going to need your license. If you're doing any type of specialty trade, you're going to need your license. You're even going to need your license if you're doing construction, especially on the commercial side. So the best place to get answers, I am not the best place. I just have the information because I went through it. But the best place to get this information is the PTAC office. This is your Procurement Technical Assistance Center. They are specialized in this type of help for people who don't know what they're doing. They do this every day, all day for 8 hours a day. Their job is to help you get certified, help you understand the bidding process, walk you through it, and help you get your first job. So PTAC office, I still use them currently every day, and they can put you in touch with other procurement officers. So this is like a good networking tool that you could use for yourself as well. Some of the financial statements you're going to have to provide, especially if you've been in business for 1 year, you did your taxes, your profit and loss statement, your balance sheet, and you may also need your cash flow statement so they can see, how healthy the business is. So those 3 things you may need to submit along with your other documents. You will also have to submit business resume and also a personal resume. So I had to submit a resume for Secure Securities and also a resume for Anthony Richardson in order for them to see the type of skills that I have in the business and what skills I had as a technician, just to make sure that, you know, it all lines up and I know what I'm doing out there in the field. So for the New York State, it takes literally 2 years. So you want to make sure you fill out each and every item correctly. You answer every line and every question that they're asking correctly. Whatever letter you have to write and get notarized, make sure you write it and get notarized. And the good thing about it is if you don't have something or you don't understand whatever they're asking you for, easiest thing to do is write a letter with the company letterhead stating, I don't know what this is. I don't have this particular item. Our company don't provide these particular types of services, and then you just sign it. That's how you answer. You don't leave it blank. You have to at least write a letter, button it, stating what you do or don't do, or what services you do or do not provide. But New York City, they do that fast track. You can get that, I want to say 30, 60 days max. So if you pursue this mission to get yourself certified, you want to make sure you don't have no incomplete or missing documentation. So we're going to give you the list so you can know exactly what paperwork you need. You would also have to do your due diligence to verify that you need this paperwork from the PTAC office. So being that the state takes 2 years to process, you want to make sure you have all your paperwork. You don't want to have no missing or incomplete documentation, because you're not going to know you messed up until 48 months later. So just make sure you submit it all correctly and on time. And New York City, 30 to 60 days max. So they call that the fast track. But once you do one, you'll have the paperwork to just copy and paste for the rest of the bodies. So you may get a little pushback because they may not understand something. And all you would have to do at the time of them trying to, just gain more information about your business is just simply write a letter to explain whatever the issue is. And once you write a letter, it will clarify whatever challenges they have for you. So you want to make sure you don't have any errors in your documentation. What I mean by that is, however you registered your business, when I registered my business, it was Secure It Securities Corp, period. And in the middle of the IT was lowercase. So I used to have an issue with registration because of the period in my name. So when I registered my business and then filed for my EIN, I needed to include that period for my name, or it would throw the whole situation, or if I would be a different company. So however you register the business and whatever characters you use, uppercase, lowercase, everything should be always uppercase. However, if you put a different character like a period or a comma or something like that, make sure you always include that when you're filling out your paperwork so that the names always match 100%. I'm going to talk about these guys a lot. You will want to partner with a local PTAC office. Go in there, meet one of the counselors, and get familiar with their services and how they can help you along with them. And then you putting our brains together, this process is going to be seamless and so easy. You're going to fly through this. So some of the ways I leveraged my certification to win projects was scrubbing the email list of the certification bodies platforms, getting a list of electricians, general contractors, plumbers, anyone who's able to get a whole entire construction project and look for subcontractors. I was getting those guys. And then I will go into my Zoho and create an email automation and then create the emails themselves, put these guys in a list, and then just let the automation work until somebody replied back. And from there, I was getting a lot of replies back. Just sending an email out to say, hey, we are here, get you some work. You could also attend live event and trade shows. This is perfect, like NFPA events, any fire alarm event. This is how you could also meet other fire alarm contractors, other electrical contractors, other people in the industry to help beef up your network. You could also build relationships with your local organizations, the churches around the area, the bodegas, the stores, the supermarkets, the coffee shops. You could build relationships with a bunch of people within your immediate area. It doesn't have to be monetary. It could be a barter agreement, and y'all could just exchange services for marketing or whatever it is that you come up. So that way you can help each other to help you get to the next place, because these people have an audience that don't know you, and you could just get in front of them by using their audience. And you want to bid on small projects to build trust. We started out doing a lot of service, breaks and fix, monitoring, small installs, so that way they could say, oh yeah, these guys know what they're doing. Because when it comes to putting a whole job together, you have to have an electrician, you have to have an engineer, you need an expediter, you need a bunch of different pieces in order to get one particular job done. So once you build your pieces together with your engineer who can design it, with your expediter who can submit the paperwork, with the electrician who can install it, and you as the fire alarm company can supply the equipment, do all the programming, set up the central station, and make sure the system works. Once you have all those keys in place, you could do any size job. So here's what the New York City certification look like. This is how you can get this on a fast track application through the Small Business Services. That's SBS. I went through the SBS services to get this certification, and also took a construction mentoring class, and also took a bond readiness class. Those two classes prepared me for the construction, how to bid prevailing wage jobs, how to actually calculate your price. If you have a bond, this is like additional insurance. However, it's used for project, either progress payments that you're going to ensure that you're going to pay your subcontractors, or you're going to ensure that you're going to complete this project no matter what. When you craft your materials to reach out to the electrician, we have email templates for you. We have the words that you need to say that's going to get these guys to open up the email, apply back to you, and put you on their team as a subcontractor. An organic way to get leads and to boost your business is to share educational content. Let people know what it is that you do. Let them know how you do it. Teach them how to do what you do, whether it's to program a system, install a system, troubleshoot something. If you can show your expertise in an educational, entertainment type way, you will go far. You will go far as a personal brand, and it will also spill over into your business to grow it exponentially. So what I want you to do is I want you to research the different types of classifications when it comes to minority certification, to get an overall understanding of how these different types of certifications open up doors for you and even out that playing field. You can get up to $1 million easy just by being minority certified. And really, there's no competition because they're going to be looking for you rather than you looking for them. Make sure you gather all of your documentation, whatever documentation you need. If you don't have any of this documentation now, start getting it together, start putting it in a folder, making copies, scanning these things, and allocating them into a separate folder so that way you can have it when you're ready to submit this paperwork. And once you're ready to submit your paperwork, go to the PTAC office so they can go through each line. And when you're ready to submit your paperwork, go to your local PTAC office, sit with a counselor so they can help you go through each and every one of these paperworks, and then you could submit the application straight from the PTAC office. So let's zoom out a bit. Inside of the Fire Alarm Business Blueprint, the Certification Accelerator is step number 6. There are 9 steps inside of the Fire Alarm Business Blueprint that's going to take you from not knowing how to do anything about a fire alarm company to learning how to actually operate and get money inside of your fire alarm company. So financial freedom is the way to go, and I'm going to teach you how to get there. So I want to thank you for completing this course of the Certification Accelerator. I want you to download that one-page cheat sheet so you can start getting your paperwork together. You can find your nearest PTAC office, and then you can submit your paperwork so that way you can get yourself certified. I suggest you start off with the city because it's faster. Then you can just copy and paste that paperwork along with a little bit more paperwork for New York City, for New York State, and the other certification bodies. All right. So I'll catch you in the next module. You guys be safe. Peace.